Today has been not a very good day. I'm gonna try to do this later because if not, I'm gonna start crying. Okay, so I've been trying really hard to keep filming this without crying. So if I start crying, just forgive me. I can't help it. I've tried and whatever. So as you guys know, I went and got biopsies done on last Thursday, from my dermatologist. I went in and got a skin check. There were 3 different spots on me that looked suspicious, so she sent them into the lab. Normally it takes 2 weeks to get back, but because of what they saw, they got back to my doctor right away. And I am going to have to go back in to get like, I think that much skin taken out. They basically are gonna like cut a huge hole in my chest because what they saw is like the beginning stages of melanoma. Which is, melanoma is the most deadly form of skin cancer. My mom hasn't even had something like that. So obviously I was pretty scared like when I found that out. So I'm just not really having the best day. I think I'm more scared than anything, just to know that like I have that on my body. Like, it makes me scared that there's probably other spots on my body that I have or that will come up, you know, in the future. So it's something I just need to like be really careful about, being in the sun and wearing sunscreen and making sure to get my skin checks and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm scheduled to do that. I'm gonna be coming back down to LA to have the same dermatologist cut that out. And then also today I have to get an MRI done of my back, which I'm really nervous about because it's going to determine whether or not I'm okay to carry a baby, which my last doctors told me I was fine, but they never did an MRI or checked my back since my last surgery to see if anything's changed and make sure that everything's normal. I'm nervous about that just because I don't want them telling me like, no, you can't carry a baby, because obviously that would be devastating for us. But I'm just trying to stay positive, and I'm sure everything will be fine with my back. But I do have pretty bad anxiety, and like I get claustrophobic, and I haven't had an MRI in a really long time. If you've never had one before, it's basically like they put you in a tube and it's like really loud and you have to sit still and not move for like, I think 20 to 45 minutes depending on like what they're x-raying, and they're doing my whole back, so most likely I'm going to be stuck in a tube that's really loud and dark for an hour. So I'm not too excited about that, but we gotta do what we gotta do, and I am just trying really hard to stay positive and just think of good things. So yeah, I'm just thinking in my head of all the things I'm grateful for and try not to freak out. But I got veggie girl, so that's good. I'm excited about that. We're at the back doctor. I've had an x-ray done today, now I'm getting an MRI done. It's been kind of crazy. A little crazy. Okay, you guys, so we are now getting gas. I'm feeling much better because we just left the back doctor. I ended up getting an x-ray and an MRI done, and if you've ever gotten an MRI done and you have anxiety or you're claustrophobic, is like not fun at all. You're like, they put you in this tube and there's like this much from like your face to the like the tube that they like put you in. It's like a little tunnel tube and they stick you in there and then they give you like earplugs because it's really loud and you're stuck in there for like a really long period of time. But thankfully they were super nice there and made me feel comfortable, and they gave me a little ball thing that if I like started having a panic attack I could press it and they would, you know, stop it and let me out to breathe or whatever. Do you need trash? There's some right there, yeah. I would leave that pass because it's the pass from my mom's.
Oh, we're gonna be leaving
we'll be
at
fine.
6 a.m. or something or whatever.
Okay.
Should be out of trash, no?
No, that's it, babe. Okay, so what was I saying? Yeah, so that appointment went well. We talked to the doctors and, he keeps disrupting me. Not disrupting me, but he keeps making me lose my train of thought because I'm getting distracted every time he opens the door. I don't know if it's him or like a stranger trying to get in my car.
No, I'm right here.
I know,
It's
but...
no stranger. Stranger danger.
Stranger danger. So what did the doctors say? When they looked at my x-ray, they basically said that they could obviously see that I've had back surgery done, like a major back surgery, and that L1 through 5 of my back is fused. So that means it has no movement. Because I was like working on trying to be able to like get more flexible, be able to touch my toes. And I was like, so will I ever be able to touch my toes? And he was like, no. So that was kind of disappointing. But obviously nothing that like I would get upset about. The main thing and reason why we went there was because we wanted to make sure that I'd be able to carry a baby and be pregnant for the full 9-10 months, whatever it is, and, you know, full term, and be okay and not have to worry about, you know, something really wrong going on with my back. Now, obviously, my back is going to be in a lot of pain because people that have no back problems when they get pregnant, they have a lot of back pain, and so I'm going in already having chronic back pain, so obviously I'll probably be on bed rest, all these different things. But as far as like an emergency, they think that I'm totally fine to be able to carry a baby. They just wanted to make sure to get an MRI to make sure of that, because, you know, there's only like 1 or 2 other things that could go really wrong if I got pregnant, like during my pregnancy, and it would only be able to show up on an MRI. So they wanted to do the MRI. They thought that was important to do because I didn't want to have to do it if I didn't need to. And we won't know the results back for, I think, a few days. So far I feel pretty good about that. I think Travis does too, right, babe? You feel good?
I feel really good about the stuff that we saw and
Yeah.
the information that we received and the results and stuff of everything. So yeah, I think that was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're excited about that, right? And an inch is how much? This much?
Yeah, well, you girls never know the size of an inch, but that's actually pretty good. Good for
Yeah, this is like an inch. So she's going to be cutting out like an inch around...
like an inch like diameter. Yeah.
Right.
1 inch
Around
diameter.
the center of my chest, which is that's a significant piece
That's big.
of...
An inch is big.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and then have to stitch it up, and I'm not going to be able to work out for 2 weeks after that. I'm going to have to take it easy. So, you know, it's a
You're gonna
bummer.
need stitches. Yeah, that's.
And then I have to go back for like the suture removal. I'm gonna have to go back into the office to have them remove the stitches after a certain period of time. So yeah, it's a lot, and you know, whatever. I'm feeling a little bit better about it now. I think the thing that scares me the most is not just taking a huge chunk of skin out of me, but the fact that it's not basal cell. It's like the scariest kind of cancer, like the most deadly form of skin cancer, which is melanoma. I think that's what scares me the most, you know, is knowing that, like, if I didn't do anything about that, I would have had full-blown, like, melanoma if it just left it. And who knows, like, what other parts. Now I'm at higher risk for developing melanoma because of that one thing that was taken off of me. It could come up anywhere, and it could come up anytime in my life. So it's a scary thing and to think about, and you know, whatever. But we just have to stay positive, take good care of ourselves, protect ourselves from the sun, be smart about sunscreen and make sure to get skin checks. That's all we can really do, you know? And help other people like you guys who are watching this to know to not go into tanning beds. Use self-tanner. Don't stay out in the sun and bake, because I got all this from when I was young. And you get it, like, you do all this when you're young, and then you get older and you think, oh, I'm never gonna get it when I get older. Be careful, you guys. Really, seriously, be careful and be smart about being in the sun, because that is something that is a preventative thing, you know? You can prevent getting that cancer and dying from that. So at least learn from my mistakes, you know? Oh my god, we had the craziest encounter, by the way. We went to this place called the Follow Bar, and I guess they have like Uber drivers that like, it's called Uber Eats. It's this new thing. I guess like Uber drivers can pick up food for people and deliver it to their houses. Well, there was this like older gentleman that was like waiting for food or whatever, and we were ordering our food, and he was such a grumpy old man, and he was like cussing the guy out and like literally yelling at the top of his lungs like at the workers that were like clearly really busy and were going as fast as they can because it was super busy in there to get everybody's orders like done. And the Uber guy was just like being really rude and like screaming at him and being crazy, and like everyone was staring at him. And then as he was leaving, he was like, looked at the guy and he's like, "You are not my friend." And everybody couldn't help but to laugh because he was being so serious, but it was so funny.
Well, that wasn't the last thing he said.
Oh yeah, I know. Well,
that was the second to last thing he said.
Yeah, well then the guy's like, "I'm so sorry, sir." Like the guy, you know, the people that work there are apologizing to him, even though he's treating them really poorly. Like if he was talking to me like that, like full on cussing and like saying, just being like really disrespectful and rude and really uncalled for, I would have asked him to leave and told him to get out of my restaurant, because it was almost like verbal abuse. And as he was leaving, the worker's like, I'm so sorry. And the guy's like, "Fuck you," as he walks out.
No, it was loud. It was already outside. He was like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, it was
like loud, like where pretty much everybody within earshot could hear.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, the guy was just a fucking dick.
Yeah, the guy was so mean. So I was just like, and then the workers are like apologizing to us. They're like, "I'm so sorry." I'm like, "Don't be sorry for us. Like, I'm sorry you had to deal with that. Like, that's terrible." And he was just like, you know, laughed it off or whatever. But I felt so bad for the poor workers in there that they have to deal with that. LA, it's crazy. Anyway, so we got some really yummy new vegan and gluten-free food. I'm excited to try, and we're gonna bring it to my mom's. We're actually gonna end up staying the night again tonight in LA, just because the MRI and everything like ran late, and Trav doesn't want to have to drive that late. So we're gonna sleep here, and then we're gonna leave super early in the morning and head back to Wholesome Blossom.